What was it that made now kind of the right time for you to do it?
Honestly, I don't know, Chris, if there's a right time. There was a little bit of free time. And that was something that my agent and I discussed. We actually had some shows planned for this summer in Europe. We had a bunch of festivals and we had a couple of headline shows. And for one reason or another, it doesn't really matter. We had to pull out of it, which is a bummer because it was like Vakin and Alcatraz and some pretty big shows.
Sure.
But maybe that's a good thing because I was still trying to finish the Saint record and it might have been conflicting. And truth of the matter is probably always a little something conflicting. I don't think December is, quite frankly, which is a good time to choose to do these now. Um, but there may be never a perfect time where there's nothing going on. And maybe that's good because that means nothing's going on. So not nothing is going on, if that makes sense. Sorry, it's early here still. I just woke up about a half an hour ago, and thank
Right.
you for making the adjustment to do
Sure.
the early. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do it for a long time. It's really just coming down to making it happen and finally taking the cheese and doing it. So we're doing three shows. It's kind of like the beginning. That's the
Okay.
first step. And I try to be strategic about where we're playing. So it's LA, and Midwest, East Coast, New York, and St. Charles. So, I think there's more to do, but it's also going to have to work in conjunction with me doing Saint stuff and touring with that record that's coming out next year. And, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew because I want every show to be great and I want it to be
Sure.
exciting and make it really feel celebratory because that's the whole concept of it and the name of it to really just kind of uh, honor those tunes from that era. So
Sure.
we'll
Does
see.
does the success of the three shows kind of dictate if there will be more or if there will be like a US tour or a half tour or a regional tour even, further
Yeah,
down the road?
for sure. I mean, success determines everything, really. If you do well, you probably want to do more. And like I said, I was supposed to do some dates in Europe first, and that
Mhm.
was something I wanted to do, some festivals and stuff. So, it's really just kind of making it, yeah, obviously the better it does, the more exciting it will be and the more promoters will be interested. And when I was in Anthrax, we did a lot of touring. We played everywhere, Europe, South America, Japan, many times. So, I mean, these are places I would want to play, but it has to also coincide with, this Armored Saint record coming out and not getting in the way of that. So we'll try to figure it out. It'll be fine. I think we'll find our way and it'll hopefully make everyone happy. I mean, to me, it took me all these years to do it. I'm playing records that are 20 to 30 years old, so it's not
Sure.
like it's nostalgic. That's what it is. It's the truth. But I don't think like if I don't do something right away after the first three shows, it's going to go away because, like I said, it took 20 to 30 years
Right.
to do it in the first place. So,
Right on. Do you I'll put it this way. In the past, it from watching interviews with you or listening to interviews with you, it seemed like you might have been somewhat frustrated that those guys, when Joey came back, did not do much with your era of it. I mean, every once in a while they covered only, but that's kind of it.
yeah.
In hindsight, when you look at it now, did they kind of do you a favor because they let that music kind of they let the fans grow to want it more by not playing it?
I mean, that's one way of looking at it, I guess. I always wanted them to play the songs, of course, because, I don't want them to go into obscurity, which
Sure.
they kind of have done a little bit. So, I understand and I get why they don't want to, or particularly maybe Joey's reluctant to do it because he has his own material. Of course, the old school
Mhm.
Anthrax stuff, including the new records they're making. They're making a new records coming out next year. So they'll
Sure.
have three records since he's returned. So I understand.